So, where we are, we finished up protein. There are, of course, many more things that people might have questions on. Feel free to ask us. You would know on nucleic acids here. In the interest of time, I don't think that we'll be able to get through a full nucleic acid registration and just try to look at a topic. And having heard many of these topics come up several times during discussions, I think it would be useful to go into some of their other discussions. The things we have remainder are just some very, very basic formulations you can do in the software, as well as just some discussion of portability and exchange of information, followed by what the general data lifecycle is. So I have particular interest in what the exchange mechanisms would be for the data and so on. We're going to get right to that in just a second. Just so I can check off on my list that we've covered something. I'm going to give people the 5-minute explanation of the personalization and user settings. So going through in the system, each user has some user settings. There is as of right now, there are not that many, but we will expand them. The biggest settings that you can change are really just about how you prefer for things to be drawn and where you prefer to register things. So the register format you've been seeing is in the wizard format, but you could also do it as a full page to see all the data all at once, and then just modify it as you go along. I would recommend the wizard because it's the most likely to flow in a flow that makes some sort of sense, or a little bit more sense than sometimes trying to apply a part of something all at once. To change these, you can click on user settings. In the corner, use which preference you like for registration, and you can also use what your preference is, drawing style of chemical structures, whether you like to have kind of all in stick model, is something that nobody in the world likes. Like have colored atom style, which is something that I personally like, and that many people do not. But it sort of approximates the INN published list style, or whether you prefer just a few others. Hopefully, you also the advanced option for those who really want to geek out and get into you can get into redefining things on a given chemical structure, whether you're proficient you prefer to have chemical structures drawn with long bonds and short bonds, whether you like to have large atom labels, whether to have small atom labels, and you can save your preset name. I wouldn't unless this seems especially relevant to you, I wouldn't play around with this. It'll probably be a little bit more confusing than it needs to be, but you can change to just different things about, for many of our chemists, this is extremely important to say, well, you should never draw, terminal hydrogens, or no, well, you should always draw this, and you should draw that. And every chemist likes to draw something their own way, and all of their ways are wrong. So it's, we have to have this thing. Yeah. We have settings to be able to change that and to add them as preset fonts. We'll add things for default sort layout and so on for certain preferences, what your default language that you'd like to see the name sorted in, and so on. But that's a overview of where we're going and where we're thinking on these. Similarly, right now, you actually can't change your password, except unless you're an admin. So that will eventually allow you to change passwords and so on. So,